Alright, hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk about host hardening. Um, so in last chapter, chapter 6, we already learned about firewall and how it can be used to protect computer network from outside and inside organization. And in this chapter, chapter 7, we will learn about the host hardening. That is the process to harden the host against the attack. So to under to understand host hardening, we need to understand about the host first. Um, so what is a host? Technically, in networking, a host is a device with an IP address. A host can be a server, it can be client, it can be router, it can be a firewall, or it can be your smartphone, mobile phones. The reason is simple because it has an IP address, and most importantly, because it can be attacked. Um, okay, next, next is the elements of host hardening. The first and the most important element is backup. Backup, sorry, backup. um, so basically, you need to back up the host regularly. Without that, nothing else nothing else matter because the host need to be backed up frequently. Second, the second important element is to restrict physical access to host, as we already learned in chapter 5, prevent unauthorized people to gain access to the host and the server, those kind of stuff. The second element is install the operating system with secure configuration options. For example, you need to change the default passwords. Um, you change it and you set the really strong password, so it cannot be cracked by a hacker or intruder. The next element is to minimize the applications, the operating service that run on the host to reduce the ability of of the attacker compromise the network. Basically, to limit the applications and the other services run on the host, and so on and so forth. We still have other elements like encrypt data if appropriate, or adding a new host firewall. Okay, move on to the next. Okay, it's like security baseline. Security baseline is the new standard that every corporation, every enterprise, they are adopting it right now. So what is security baseline? It is a bunch, or I can say a set of actions that need to be taken in order to harden the host. But the security baseline depends on what operating system you are using in what version of your operating system. Different device, no, different model, different version, operating system. They have different baselines. Um, okay, and then uh, so all in nowadays, a lot of companies they they create some kind of installation, software installation. It's like basically it contain a set of um, configuration and order setting. You know, and it has particular, particular some how can I say that? Particular function. Um, so, for example, there's the new computer or the new server coming to your no, your company purchasing a computer or server, and it needs to be installed. Instead of doing it all over again, they just need this the image, this that I already talked about, and it's the that this that image this contain all the configuration or the setting that already installed. They just need to deploy it to the new computer or um, server. Next, this image. So the advantage of using the benefit, I say a benefit of using uh, these images, it will lower the labor cost. It will be lower the time that we need to spend on set up the host server and other things. Next thing is virtualization. Um, virtual virtualization. Virtualization means like allowing multiple operating system operate in one single physical computer. Um, so think of it in terms of a building and people. The building is like a physical computer, and people are operating system. People are more. They can be 50, they can be 100 people, but there's only one building. So they can fit a lot of people in that building, all of them in that building in only one single building, and they share the same resources as electricity, as water. They all share the same resources provided by the building, which is a physical computer. Nowadays, there are some virtual machine software you can find it online, like Oracle virtual machine. And with that virtual machine, you can run other operating system that contradict your operating system running in a physical computer. For example, your computer operating system is Windows 10, but by virtualize it in a virtual machine, you can run another operation system. For example, as the Debian, or even you can run more than one. You can run some Linux operating system like Debian, CentOS, Ubuntu, or even another version of Windows. Even Windows Server can be run on virtual machine. Then next, I'll talk about virtual machine. The benefits of virtualization is like it can reduce labor costs. It can the deployment of virtualization is rapid and consistent, and it um, doesn't require a lot of physical computer to run multiple operating system. So because of that, it decreased the labor cost and the budget of the company as well. Next is the important server operating system. The server running as the operating system. So nowadays there are the two most common um, server operating systems. First one is Microsoft Windows Server. The latest version is on no, the latest version is Windows Server 2019, and we have a Unix server as well, including Linux. So, what is the purpose of using Windows, for example, Windows Server? So, is in Windows Server we can create, we can create a policy to apply to different groups and individuals. Uh, Other than that, we can control the access flows. Who can get access to the resources? That resources like another like different department in the company. A finance department, they get access to some specific resources. But on the other hand, the accounting, I would say HR, human resources department, they are not allowed to access to the same resources as the finance department. Uh, so basically, Windows Server, it helps enterprise and corporation um, control access and create policy to manage the client. Okay, so this is the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening.